Hello, welcome back to the ministry, and I wanted to take this time to talk about what is it that the Lord is seeking for you to release. I witnessed something recently with my dad, and I didn't get it because mentally, my brain was saying, he's getting rid of everything that I need to use in order to be able to XYZ. But think about that. How many things do we hold on to because we think that we need them? I remember Steve Harvey did a motivational talk where he was talking about uh, using the example he needed a car. And I think it was when he was young. And he was talking about, I want a car. But he had a car in his garage at the time. And it was an old clunky car that he wasn't willing to get rid of. And because he wasn't willing to get rid of it, he held on to 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 it. And somebody came to him, I think it was his dad at the time, and he said, you want a new car, but until you let go of the old one, how are you going to get it? I watched my dad have a moment. Now, I think like this. I'm a logical thinker. So whenever I'm getting rid of things, I'm a strategic thrower awayer. So I take everything out, pull it out, see what actually needs to be kept, what actually needs to be gotten rid of. Because this is how I do things. But when it comes down to it, when my dad, who's an older gentleman, has to think about how to get rid of anything, I've seen this with all of the older people that I know. They don't think about it. They're like, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to throw it all away. They don't take the time to process what's needed and what's necessary. They just throw. They take everything and toss it out. And this is a lesson that you need to learn, because sometimes God will do the exact same thing to you and you're freaking out because he's throwing away everything that you thought you needed, only to come to find out the things that he allowed you to be thrown away were things that you didn't need anyway. Because the things that you were holding on to could not be replaced if they needed to be replaced until they were what? Gotten rid of. My dad threw a bunch of plastic containers and stuff like that away. There's one I've been holding on to the past few days because of the fact that with what I'm eating, it's more convenient to eat it out of that container than it is any other one. But I watched him throw away several other containers recently. And my brain is like, well, I use that container for this, and I use that container for that, and I use this container for the other thing. Let me put it away. Because, see, that's the other way that my dad works. It's like, if you don't put it away, I'm going to throw it away. I don't get why older people do that. But my thing is this. I get frustrated with it. But when I get frustrated with it, I think, okay, let's put this stuff away. Let's do this. Let's get this in order and organized. He don't think that way. He's either, I'm not going to touch it, or I'm going to throw it out. Because either way, he don't feel like dealing with it. So I'm the mediator person in the middle that's like, Oh, so either I'm going to go through it and make sure that anything that wants to be saved is saved, anything that's not wanted to be saved is not saved and thrown away. Because if it doesn't meet their requirement, this is something also comes with a person that has, a lot of people like to call it narcissistic capabilities. In order to get you to move, they will do, you jump how high. So, in the same fashion, then they turn around and throw away other things. When you're in a season of transition, God will make you go through things and throw things that you do not need away over and over and over and over. And if you don't get rid of it until the point in which he decides to take it, when he takes it from you, he's going to take that and whatever else he feels that's necessary that he needs to take. And that's what I witnessed when I watched my dad go back after I cleaned everything out and got it to a point where everything was down low to a degree that I felt was necessary, walk right back behind me and take everything that he wanted thrown away and throw that away behind what I felt needed to be thrown away. Is that what God's doing in your life? Some of you are holding on to things that aren't necessary that they need to be held on to, but you're holding on to them because you think it's useful. Because some of you are still in the mindset that I'm in a manna season, so I need to hold on to what I have in order to make sure that I can maintain while I'm in this part. And God's saying, you're not going to be here much longer. Let it go. Release and let it go. And I now understand what my coach was saying the other day. You're no longer in Lodabar. Release. And it took me several weeks to understand what she was saying until I saw that. Some of us are trying to hold on to, and some of us hold on to things desperately way longer than we need to, that God's trying to say, I need you to just get rid of it. No, he's not telling you to get rid of the thing. He's telling you to get rid of the things that you're holding on to that are just junk. But a lot of us that have that, flee mentality, we'd be like, well, when you remove me from this situation, I'll be free of it anyway. And God's like, nah, I need you to go through that and get rid of it before I set you free from this situation. Which brings me back to the kingdom husband thing from my previous video that I was talking about. They've been being forced to remove certain things from their lives as God prepares them to walk into marriages with you. And it ain't been easy. And maybe in some of the situations, just like my father, after I thought that I got rid of everything that I wanted to get rid of, turned around and got rid of what other stuff that I didn't ask him to throw away. That's what he's been doing to you goddamn spouses. It's like, I'll give you this, Lord. I'll give you that, Lord. You can take that from my life, Lord. You can take that from my life, but you can't take this. And God turned around and went right behind them and said, oh, that's the thing that you're protecting? I'm going to take that too. I'll use this example as well. Family members going through right now, their phone's been acting up for the longest period of time. They needed a new one. And yesterday, I was trying to help them fix the problem. But see, the problem was they needed a new phone. Period. I could have helped them try to fix it. But the fact of the matter was this: they simply needed a new phone. So the Lord allowed the problem to get to a point that they did something that the phone can no longer be used. So what is necessary now, they just need a new phone. Refurbished, what have you. All they need to do is if they could get their hands on a brand new phone and put a new SIM card or put the SIM card in it from their old phone, have it activated, boom. But see, the problem was, you know how older people are. They like to hold on to things. And any of y'all that grew up under that, some of y'all won't let anything go until it completely gives out on you. Well, that's still useful. I can't get rid of that. If I get rid of that, then X, Y, and Z. What am I going to hold on to that for? Why can't I hold on to this? Why? That phone, it was probably a blessing in disguise that it went out. Because he wasn't going to get another one otherwise. Yes, I know that we in recession times and everybody trying to hold on to a few little dollars that they got. But sometimes in certain seasons, one of the signs that your breakthrough is imminent is God starts to clear out things that you no longer need. People, connections, attachments. People that had access to you that wasn't no good for you. And people want to scream and holler because God is taking those things away. Sometimes God want to bless you, but you can't see the blessing for the fact that he took something away from you in order to give it to you. See, our society works on, I'm not going to let go of that until I see the replacement. Then I'll let go of what I got in my hand. You know the famous saying, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. You can't catch the two in the bush if you don't let go of the one that's in your hand. Right? But I got this one in hand. Why am I going to go and chase that? Even if the one in hand is so broke up that it's on its last leg, you still gonna hold on to it. A lot of people hold on to relationships the same way. They will wait until that relationship is so dead in the water and it's drowning. DEA. And they gonna hold on to it until it, and I mean painfully obvious, and they still won't let it go. until God snatches it away from them, and then they won't cry because they didn't want to deal with the emotions of all the stuff that they know they previously saw was already there. That was a sign that this was going to be a problem and it was going to happen. But people aren't willing to let go. Some of your God ordained spouses was like that. I've seen men on multiple occasions. They will hold on to this woman, this woman, this woman, and this woman until God says, when you let that all them go, I'm gonna give you the one that I'm trying to give to you. It's like, but that means that I gotta be by myself for what? Yes. God's like, yes. You gotta let it go first. But that mean I can't. Because I gotta deal with you. And people like to fill space with stuff. Fill space. If I showed you the space that I'm in right now, you will probably be shocked. I'm living with somebody at this time, and because I'm living with the person, I've learned a important lesson from them. I could clean this house spotless because I've done it before. Gotten everything in order, rearranged, organized, got it in perfect order. But because they internally are messed up right now, I could clean this house to the biggest spotless element that it's in. Because I'm in order internally. I like peace in my life, which means I like to clean. And because I'm in a spiritual nesting season, I want everything in order. But I've come to the understanding I can't get it in order if they don't want it in order. Meaning if they don't choose to deal with themselves and deal with the internal mess that they got going on, their house gonna stay a mess. I don't care how many times I clean it. Matter of fact, it's gonna make it even harder on me because I'll clean it up and in 2 days it looks like the same mess that I cleaned up previously. Matter of factly, I've literally watched. When I tell you literally watched, I clean everything to a point of organization. And the first thing that they do is come in and pile up a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, it irks every nerve in my body. And I notice I'm always the person that wherever I live at, that's the case. Whatever that person's mess is, you're going to see it in their environment. That's another thing with your God ordained marriages. You're about to see your God ordained spouses mess up close.